the submarine unity of which RastafarI speaks seems to be the cultural ties that bind Africans in the diaspora with each other and to continental Africans. Like Tom Fielding's positive connecting lines and his scattered pathway of human bones, Mutabaruka's sea-bottom talk uttered to ensure that our children remember the history of suffering and creative adaptation that is their cultural legacy. It's all one and the same theme. In the poem simply titled Garvey, Mutabaruka again affirms our collective responsibility to teach children pride in race. African leaders, just wait. Garvey action we can duplicate. Black pride in the preach to the young we must teach. Put Garvey in the reality. Make me check in philosophy, talking about African dignity in a this year insanity. Talking about our history that began before slavery. Come children, say it loud, make them know we're still black and proud. James Brown's 1968 Black Power anthem, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, remains a rallying cry for Africans in the diaspora whose labor is still exploited for the benefit of the other man. Brown's funk hit, incorporating the words of the Negro spiritual, I've been duped and I've been scorned, signifies the way in which the ideology of sacred and secular music often converge, functioning as a political force that empowered both saint and sinner to fight for their rights. That bad in the first line of the song is an excellent example of linguistic subversion, submarine poetics, signifying the reclamation of the power of badness as a form of resistance to racism. Oh, with your bad self, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Some people say we've got a lot of malice, some say it's a lot of nerve, but I say we won't quit moving until we get what we deserve. We have been buked and we have been scorned, we have been treated bad, talked about as just bones. I worked on jobs with my feet and my hand, but all the work I did was for the other man. Now we demand a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else. We'd rather die on our feet than be living on our knees. James Brown's poignant image, talked about as just bones, resonates with Tom Fielding's middle passage metaphor of the submarine pathway of scattered bones. Brown records the dehumanization of blackness, the reduction of the person to mere bone in a racist society. But this political insight proved costly. In his 1986 autobiography, James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, the singer makes a startling admission. The song is obsolete now, but it was necessary to teach pride then, and I think the song did a lot of good for a lot of people. People call Black and Proud militant and angry, maybe because of the line about dying on your feet instead of living on your knees. But really, if you listen to it, it sounds like a children's song. That's why I had children in it, so children who hear it could grow up feeling pride. The song cost me a lot of my crossover audience. The racial makeup at my concerts was mostly black after that. I don't regret it though, even if it was misunderstood. This loss of the crossover audience that simply doesn't understand the message of Black pride is evident in a review of Mutabaruka's Melanin Man album by the white American music journalist Jeffrey Himes, posted on the Amazon website. Quote, Mutabaruka's verse is all strident polemics, full of abstract nouns, with none of the sensual imagery and fresh metaphor of the Caribbean's best musical poets such as Bob Marley and Shinehead, much less literary poets like Derek Walker. Mutabaruka gives an appropriate answer, which I admittedly take out of its original context, the poem Bone Lie. Now them come again, wolves in the lion den, want to discredit I and I with them big bag of bone lie. In Columbus's Ghost, Mutabaruka takes on the mask of the rapacious explorer to subversively rewrite the grand European narrative of discovery and conquest of inferior peoples. With sensual imagery and fresh metaphor, I propose. The poet enters the consciousness of the colonizer, plumbing its malevolent depths and penetrating beneath the surface of conventional history. Nothing in the pages of my history, says Columbus, will blot out your misery. You shall celebrate my victory. Your children praise me. I am their only history. I am Christopher Columbus. I died, but you made me live. Give me the sea once more. Let me discover you again. The stain, my father's son's rule. Fool, you celebrate my coming. I will not go, not from your mind. Restore me for all to see. Keepers of life, shepherds of my people, lead them to the altar of lies. Your ancestors' cries will not be heard. Word after word, pages of history written, the victims are once more bitten. 1492, to you, the beginning of Western world democracy. 1492, to me, the beginning of white supremacy. In conclusion then, Muta, the skillful deep-sea diver, deftly brings to the surface the submerged histories of African peoples that have been systematically repressed in Eurocentric narratives of presumptuous discovery and conquest. Muta poetically evokes the indelible, quote, truth in the waves, unquote, that cannot be washed away by oceans of deceit. Here he primarily alludes to the life and death stories of the shipwrecked souls of the Middle Passage that can never be fully documented. But the sea bottom talk also enables the recovery of more recent narratives like Marcus Garvin's teachings, which Muta admonishes us to reclaim, put Garvey in the reality. In his role as griot, Muta, the melanin man, who both, quote, absorb the light, unquote, and reflects it, recounts the submarine history that must be brought to the surface of our collective consciousness as global African peoples. This revisionist history enables us to put in long perspective our perennial struggle for survival. In Bone Life, the melanin man tells the enduring truth of our capacity as African people to overcome the forces of wickedness in high and low places. Citing familiar proverbs that distill ancestral wisdom, Muta reminds us that he who laughs last, laughs the best. The race is not for the swift, but who can endure the test. You kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. Today you laugh, tomorrow you sorrow. No matter what you say, Rasta dare to stay.
Thanks to Dr. Cooper, particularly for giving us 2 minutes, which she did not use.